Hello. It is as cold as it's like once. I can hardly speak. That wind is coming from the northeast, so it's so cold. So, welcome. We're on a pilgrimage to Avebury, and I've started at the River Kennet, which, after all the rain we've had in the past few weeks, is still as bone dry as it was when I came back in October and November. So that doesn't bode well. Anyway, we're going to head up near to the source, take it and back, taking in lots and lots of ancient stuff and magical places. And the wind, and I can't do anything about the wind. I thought this would be a perfect day, and I didn't notice that there was going to be what they call a stiff breeze. So I'm going to walk. So the first thing we're going to come up to will be the Bowl Barrow near the sanctuary. I'm not even in the sun yet. Look, it's out through there, and it's out through there, making those berries look rather fine. Oh, buzzard. Hey, buzzard. Zzz. Don't know if I can get them. Have I got them? They're gone. Well, that's 3 I've seen this morning. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, or if I'm going to be able to film everything. Because there are a couple of problems, but we'll cross them when we come to them. Maybe they'll have gone away by the time I get there. Well, it was 1 degree when I parked, and there's still frost on the ground, and I'm guessing that it's a bit colder up here. There you go, right in front of us. Oh, I hate when the wind blows just as you're about to speak and makes it like you're drowning in air. So this is a Bowl Barrow. And then behind it, on the other side of the road, are 5 barrows, of which only 4 of them still remain. God, this is crazy. What fool would come out on a day like this? Anyhow, I'm surprised oh yeah, the bus is still there. Well, we're on the Ridgeway right now. When I said we're taking in ancient stuff, we are. sanctuary. Oh, a bit sheltered. Look at that. It's only the site of it. Everything has disappeared. Whatever used to be here is apparently a stone circle. Now possibly a henge. I guess there was talk about East Kennet henge, but I don't know if that was here or not, or whether it was in this field over there. Oh yeah, that's warmer. Now if you look directly ahead, we can see in the field there's East Kennet Long Barrow. Can we see West Kennet Long Barrow? Yes, we can. So I'm going to zoom in to East Kennet. There it is. Darkened. And let's get you back. And we come around this way. Excuse me, I shouldn't have done that, I should have stopped filming. Top of the screen there, well, top of the earth, East Kennet Long Barrow. And if your eyes are good, you might be able to make someone coming back from there. That's nice to have some colour off from the grey. Oh, my hands are freezing, I can't feel my fingers. I'm going to walk round. From here. I don't know, but who knows where we're supposed to go in. Anyway, what we're going to do is go to the centre. Hail ancestors. Carry on down the avenue. I'm walking at a lean in order to stay upright. This is what pilgrimages are. This is what pilgrimages are about, isn't it? Now I'm going to see what's happened to this gate. It's a bit weird to me. Yeah, someone's left it open. And here we are, we're on the avenue now. You can see there's West Kennet Long Barrow there on the left, and poking out, hidden by trees now, which it wouldn't have been, is Silbury Hill. But we're now on the avenue that goes to Avebury, properly on the avenue. This is the course of it apparently, and there's where we've come from, directly in front. Interesting that the two barrows quite prominent to this site, but I don't know how contemporary they are. Would have been warmer in the woods. So I hope you're going to enjoy this, and hopefully my batteries won't drain too quickly. It is a problem when it's cold, but there you go. That's a bit of behind the scenes info. So what we do have to do when we get down to this style is then we have to negotiate a road for a bit before we can rejoin the avenue, and under my feet is very crunchy from ice, the frost. So it's going to take a little while for it to thaw out today with this wind. Now if I can fill you in with a bit of background, the road I came along turned a corner and there was two clumps of trees, one on either side of the road, and as I turned the corner the sun appeared directly in between the two groups of trees. It was really quite magical and blinded me. Actually, I couldn't see a thing. I couldn't see what was ahead of me, but it was a magical start. And then as I rounded the corner a bit further, Silbury Hill came into view. Now we're literally by the side of the road, but judging by the willows there, I'm guessing that's the course of the Kennet. Well, we're following the course of the avenue, if it was still here, ish. But we're having to walk along a road, which actually is a pilgrimage I've done before, but at summer solstice. Now, beyond these trees ahead of us is access land, but the farm is behind me and I've already seen activity there that I don't really want to go sneaking in via that gate, because I don't think that's an option, certainly not today. But what I'm going to do, if this is possible, and I think it is, yeah, it is possible. Oh, buzzards are in the field. Is take a detour into here. Because this is access land, and somewhere here, there you see that, the clump of beech trees, they're on some barrows, I think there's 6 barrows there, apparently, but all around, I mean, there's loads of 2 milli barrows around here, which can be round barrows, bowl barrows, all kinds. The landscape here is full of them. I don't even know where they all are in relation to us. Looks like an apple tree down there. Now, I'm not hanging around because I need to get the energy moving because my hand is very cold. Now, where these marker stones are, now that's something I'm not sure about what these marker stones are. Maybe someone watching this knows. Yeah, if you hear sniffing and panting, that's what this is like. It's not a leisurely summer stroll. I need to keep moving. And there on the hill, you can see at the top there's another one, another tumulus. And in fact, to the left there, in the centre shot at the top, I think that's a couple more. As I said, it's full. Now, it is possible, and I would say extremely likely, that the rest of the country is full of stuff. It's just it's been built on. That's what I'd say. But I could be wrong, couldn't I? Now, the thing with access land is there are only points for you to get in set by the people looking after the place, not set by magical routes you may want to walk in. If that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is try and zoom the camera in and then pan round. See there on the top, the barrows. Right, there's where we're heading for. I don't know if you can make out any stones. Looks really nice with the red of the hawthorn there. Quite a lot of people here already. Wow. So I don't know how much I'm going to be filming. It depends. I don't like pointing cameras at people. They've got a whole load of dogs for some reason, so the magical idea I was looking to do may not happen. taking this line because this is a line that people walk when they want to connect with where the rest of the avenue stones used to be. So I'm trying to do this for people. It is likely at some point they're just going to fence along the 2 meters width and length that we're allowed to walk in all footpaths everywhere, which is just something I really would hate to see, let alone imagine. The wind is so strong that my eyes are watering really quite badly. Almost to the point where I can't see. There is a footpath up to our left, which I didn't really realise. Yeah, it's so cold. My hands are. I can't activate the controls very well. There we are. Right, well, let's hop the fence. Now the path up there goes to Silbury Hill. But here we are. Let's process. Hello. It's not often I'm in a position where my eyes and nose are streaming. Turn around now, you can't really see where we've come from. And I think that's the point. A bit like if you take the Stonehenge processional routes, or what they think are, and walk them, just walk them, you'll see Stonehenge disappears and then comes into view. Just like Avebury and Silbury Hill do. a lovely shot here because we've got this beautiful stone, and right on its apex now we have on the hillside 2 barrows. I think there's 2. One in trees, one without. Yeah, that was interesting. These are the sort of things you can only see when you come to these places. Now, I'm unsure what this one is. Does anyone know why it's there? Oh, it looked like that bird was getting blown backwards. Oh dear. Well, we're nearly there. See the beech trees by where the ley lines cross. Oh. There you go, that was what was behind us. Well, we've stood in some brief shelter from that stone. And if I can, you can see the henge, the banks of the henge now. And if I can give you a little bit of behind the scenes, I was just going through absolute agony as my fingers went from cold to warm. You know, when the tingling starts and it gets so painful you want to scream. Yeah. Well, they've just done that. Now, while I'm giving you a little bit of a tour, that's Waden Hill. Waden Hill, Waden Hill, Waden Hill. Who knows why it's called that? lessons. We have to on days like this, and also it helps you be more ambidextrous. I'm pretty good with my left and right hand doing many things. It's not a problem to me, and I think it's a good thing because then you balance the left and right sides of your brain, and that's why places like Avebury and Glastonbury are good, because we've got two lines that cross there, symbolised pretty well with the red spring and the white spring, the Michael line and the Mary line. And I shall find a better way, because why does one have to be male and one have to be female? They're just one twin and another twin of the same line that goes through here. So we're nearly there, and my fingers have warmed up. So what I'm going to look for, well, let's see, let's get in there first. And the greeters here to greet us. So I'm going to go straight over and then head down following the road, because I want to go clockwise. So that means I do have to put a bit of a loop on it. So it won't just be a get in, go clockwise, come out. It will be a bit knot tying. Now if you look at these, this is what the other ones used to look like, what they call the wishing trees. They look like this, and the only reason these don't look like the other ones is because it's by the road. So bizarrely, the road has saved them. I think what we're going to do, seeing as we're here and there's a few people, is let's go to where the lines cross, which is, if you've ever measured it, which is here. Here it is. Whoa, really felt it. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yes, that's it. You feel an energetic change. You feel your stomach go. So we go through this way because we're only on one quadrant of it. Just because the road splits it, it doesn't split it equally. And again, you notice it's all done so you can't walk round in a circle. You have to do some joining up things. Iconic stones there. It is interesting how the lines cross almost in the bank. Almost in the ditch. Look, here it is. This is shut for erosion control. I can imagine what this would have been like. You know, there's a whole load of stones that come in from round there, from the Avebury Barrow at Beckhampton and the long stones at Beckhampton. Stones make some of these houses. Really is, you know, sad, isn't it? This would have been amazing. Bit Karnak-y, I would guess, really. That's quite an interesting trail, isn't it? It goes straight down. Maybe where there's some overflow, I guess. Flipped. Hidden int. It's really interesting what me and some of my friends do when we come here. I didn't find out till I just chatted to a couple and they sort of admitted to doing something here, and I went, oh, I do that as well. And I'm sure there's people watching who have been here who do the exact same thing, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. It is funny. So this is the southwest quadrant, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. And as you can tell, this house in front of us is built in the stones. It is a wonder that the houses that are in the circle are still standing, isn't it? Very curious that they are. So let's start here then and continue. Ooh. Let's get it all in. Now we've got no idea what was in this little bit because there's nothing else apart from the ring around. You can see the cove over there. Another two stones standing by themselves. Did see a kite, but I wasn't filming. So I've seen a kite. Just need the raven now. have considered I've done my magical trio. See how they crack? You see, that must be one that they tried cracking to build blocks off. And the one just before the house. Now we go and see a stone I know well, which is this one here. I've known this stone since I was a little boy, which I once was. Hey, it's massive, isn't it? You wouldn't want that dropping on you. Hello. What secrets you keep, huh? The face then, there is a sort of face in it. I have caught it before, but it's not appearing today. Not doing it. Faster, faster. Funny how most people go anti-clockwise. Very curious. Why would you want to do that? There's a lonely one at the moment, because all the banks are shut, all the ditches are shut. So let's head out of this quadrant. Stone to the right of the tree over there, and this is the cove. We'll have to pop over and see the lonely stone over there. This is the lonely sector. So strong it's blowing my camera and gimbal. Yeah, I think we're going to pop over and see this one as well. Is this a walnut tree? Or is it an ash? It's an ash, isn't it? This is sort of the lonely area. There's a couple. This has been well dug out places. There we go. Hello to you. And then there's this one, which is it's been partly cut, hasn't it? I say massacred. Spirit. Oh no, they didn't. Interesting little hole. Another one there. Wonder what these are all about. Are they natural? cove in the background. Oh. Okay, let's head over here. So yeah, you can't do a proper circle, but you can do a zigzag. Ideally, you know, you could have the fences for in the middle for crossing over, the gates for in the middle for crossing over, and then have them at the, you know, so you can cross, you know, do a circle, right? But what about no fences at all? Then you wouldn't have to worry about the cost. Sorry, it's a rhetorical question. I know why. Hello. You're quite out on the bank, on the ditch, aren't you? On the bank. So there would have been loads on the bank then. That's one that's managed to survive. I imagine what it was like when this was all chalk and this was all gleaming white. With this low sun, it's very hard to see, but you may be able to make out the ditch on the other side. The banks and ditch on the other side. It's quite is that, can we see below the wishing trees, can you see that white? That's not the chalk of the slope erosion, is it? I think it is. Right, let's do the outer reaches anyway. Oh. I'm a bit annoyed that the this is the banks and ditches are shut, closed off, because I could do with a little bit of respite from this bitter wind. It's kind of going through me. Hail trees. Hello. You're loaded with ash, with fine keys. Wow. Let's hope they take root. See, to me, I prefer a line of trees. The trees are living, aren't they? So, I don't know. But stone has the crystal. Stone is crystalline, and that's what helps the energy. That's why. This is the most unwarmed bit. People visit the cove, but they don't hang around too long. But I really enjoy these trees. No surprise there, is there? Now you can see how the bank, how deep it is. Now, did it have the River Kennet channeled into it? Did it? Well, it's possible. I don't see why not, myself. Not possible anymore, of course. Absolutely not possible anymore. Look how huge this is. You can get an idea now of the size just by seeing this one laid down. Some call this the angel stone. Is that because it's been eroded with the amount of people lying on it and doing the angel wings? If I get my head to where the head is, there we go. Oh look, Mark Angel. Yes. I am your Mark Angel. Yeah, what have they done? They see, I knew it. Closed off, ruined. Now it's been cleared. Hail trees. You alright, my darlings? Oh. So, are you still with us? Okay, not too bad. They're still there, so that's good. I can't see higher up to get an idea, but this is what I'm doing. I'm assessing. Yeah, lots of buds. So, few. Okay, well, we need to get into there. So what we're going to have to do is go back down. So, see, it does get cleared. Absolutely does get cleared. Well, at last. That was a brief respite just there, out of that breeze, just briefly. I'll try and get up here now. And here we are. Another area people don't really come round. That's what you get on my channel. You don't get the obvious. You get the stuff that the others miss. There's a few recumbents around here. This is where the trees are, but it's only modern, isn't it? Trees in the modern. Let's get by the trees, shall we? Oh, you sprouted up, lovely. Well done. Nice to see you doing that. I can't really see very well because I've got the sun in my eyes, but glowing in the sunlight. So these are getting quite linked, aren't they? See the roots spreading out, linking them. What trees are they? I don't know. I can't quite tell. Sycamore, ash. This is an ash. If you want to recognise it, look at the bobbles on those. Yeah, sycamore and ash, I think. Field maple. Now, having walked this, I do wonder about this Devil's Chair, because they're kind of in the outer ring. They're right by the bank, right by the ditch. It's yeah, very strange. I think. Wow, let's come in. You know, I hardly ever feel like sitting in that seat. It's not something I want to go and do. I have, obviously. Now ahead of us, directly ahead of us, you'll see that's the obelisk, which I'm guessing would have been the centre of this circle. Sort of inner circle that we can see here. We can see part of it here. But they do reckon there's a square house bit here too. That's a classic shot, isn't it? So we carry on. We'll do round here, go to the centre, go to the obelisk. It's a lion. Sometimes I see a knight, a chess knight. Sorry about the dickhead. Oh, look at all the birds flying. Ooh. Wow, yeah, see? Go and get him. Shit all over his car. Love and light. Love and light. I'm just going to wander around this bit and then I shall head to here. This is a line, isn't it? See, the evil church is built there. Look, you can see the stones in the church. Evil. Now that's evil, isn't it? Oh, they don't like that, do they? Well, it is, isn't it? Not a stone as such, it's a marker. I'm wondering, see what I'm wondering? But I think when you come in parallel to the Devil's Chair, you do go down there. So the Devil's Chair. Wow, okay. So what I'm going to do is head back this way then. And by the way, look, on the top of the hill over there, we can see a barrow and the trees next to it with another barrow on. So they'd be put there. Were they put there so they could look down on this white henge? Or is that coincidental? Well, if anyone wants to do some time travel meditation, that may give us the answer, mightn't it? Right, so I'm going to head out this way. Because actually, this down here was one of the most sheltered spots I've been in. So I need to go and get myself sheltered. And maybe indulge myself in some caffeine. All this space, we get a view of over there. Can we get them all? Wow, let's have a look. I'll zoom in and see if we can get them all. Nearly. Ah, not bad, is it? We get the ash tree and then the 4 stones that aren't the cove. I can't believe I've pretty much had this to myself. To ourselves. Oh. And there's the lonely one on the other side. All this missing space of stones here. Incredible, really. Yeah, the houses stop you from actually seeing just how massive it was. It's hard to believe we're in one of the biggest stone circles in the world. And I was lucky enough to grow up by it, near it enough for it to be like, you know, like people who live by the sea. They don't really appreciate the beach or anything. You know, it's funny, isn't it? This I did. We always knew this was something pretty big. And what was Stonehenge too. Well, here we go. Look how tall that bank is. Wow. Okay, well I'm going to try and get down here. In fact, it's better on the bigger bits, isn't it? Because the mud will be frozen and slippy. Whoa. See the avenue that we've came from, and let's zoom you back, and we can see the ditch there and the bank. I mean, this is a really good vantage point because you can just see how much is, you know, imagine it being completely white and chalked. It's huge. We're not actually in there. So, time for coffee in a sheltered spot. But first, let's view them. Yeah, you can see the ditch and the blackbird eating. The blackbird's in the tree, obviously. Well, look at this. I've never noticed this before. Has this always existed? This lump and channel? And there's another one in the southwest sector. The one before was the southeast sector. And as we leave, all the people arrive. And we leave Avebury behind. There's Waden Hill and the stone avenues to the left of there. Now on to the Kennet. And there it is, Waden, and something else you'll recognise. Through the willows. Through the willows which signify water. And along to our right is the River Kennet, or rather would be if it flowed. So we're now going to follow its course. Is there water in there? Yes, there is! There's water in there. Yahoo! Oh, I'm excited now. I love the red on those hawthorns. Okay, well, here we go. This is more than I dreamed. There's water! There's water in the Kennet. The spring it doth flow. Wow. Well chuffed. So part of our pilgrimage is going here. I have to, no, for your info, I can't see a thing. Summer sun. Oh, I'm chuffed. I probably don't sound anything, do I? Oh, excellent. Look at that. Yes, 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 yes. Although, what happens to it? Because it doesn't get to where we started. But this has come from just north of Avebury, very close, I mean, near enough to Windmill Hill to possibly make Windmill Hill a rather, well, we know it's a Neolithic settlement, but it could be even older, couldn't it, if it's near the source of water. Nice to see such old willows as well, indicating this is an old place. And we know everywhere's old. Oh, I didn't see the teasels. Blowing in the wind there. Just to show you how cold it is, my camera light, my battery light is flashing, and I've only just put it in. So I hope I can make it to the end with what I've got left. Reeds by the side, part of the Ogham, aren't they, reeds? Everywhere's sort of thawing out now. So it's become slippy rather than crunchy. and you'll probably hear it. This wind. Oh, yeah. So this is how to get exhilarated, and it does work through a screen because some pheromones are activated visually, as I've said before. Now we're moving away from the course of the water on this bit onto a long straight bit. Oh, I could do some shelter to my left. What we want is everywhere to be tree lined, so it provides shelter from wind and shelter from and shade from the sun in the summer. And that ticks all boxes, doesn't it? Now if you look, not quite on the skyline, actually you probably can't see. But I'll try and zoom in as best I can. No, you probably can't see. Not quite on the the furthest near distance. That's West Kennet Long Barrow. But I'm not sure you can see that. It's in the glare of sun. Gosh. Wow. Bit mad. But proper pilgrimage. Silbury's going to come into view shortly. Wow, that was a good save. I slipped in an angle that is impossible to stop. But luckily, because I wear knee pads and I went towards the grass, no mud. Which is lucky because I've got to go to a hotel for a meal after this. That's probably got a moat around it. Look behind us, Waden Hill, and that looks remarkably like the site of a tumulus to me. because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be there. The farmer would have had that out, ploughed it away. I'm not going to head that way because that's not the way we're going. The way we're going is towards the Long Barrow, West Kennet. But I will go over the bridge. Well, nice to do that. Oh. Here. No moat today, but it is still wet. Well, that was a shot, wasn't it? Best shot of the day, in my mind. So we're off this way. Hopefully. I know it is a way, it is a footpath, but I can't remember where it comes out. I must admit, it's good to see there's water. Very good. Oh, sounds of water. For some reason. I don't know why. It's not rushing through anything, so maybe it's just the wind. Oh, hang on. Maybe it is. There we go. Yeah. Wow. Here we are. Oh yeah, there. Lovely. If only you knew just how little I can see because of the glare of the sun. I mean, honestly, I cannot see anything. Well, I can see a very tiny amount. Maybe I should be more exact. I can see something, but nothing is clear. Without this bitter wind, I would go into a lot more places and have a look round, but I can't. I need to keep moving because I know I'm going to come into a very cold area soon, and the last thing you need is to go into a cold area cold. This is wonderful. Magical River Kennet. All rivers sacred, aren't they? It's quite wide here. Can't be about to leave it. Wow, look at that, lovely. But we are. Oh, look, is that not beefsteak fungus over there? Is it horse hoof? Field maple. Is it field maple? Not sure. What do you think, Rook? Or is that a crow? Okay. Well, we're about to leave the water. I am going to film as much of this as I can. So for those of you who are never likely to come here, I hope you're really enjoying this and that you're enjoying the time getting cold and blown about for your enjoyment. Hello, pigeon. Turning a corner, so I guess that's going to be heading for the road. Yes, it is. That's the view behind, and here we're going to hit the road and cross it. So I'll see you on the other side. Almost see the barrow on the top, and like promised, we're on the other side of the road, and hopefully I've almost done a circuit of Silbury Hill, almost. Well, we haven't quite done half, have we really? But it does feel like we have. I don't know if you can see, there's people coming down from the hill. They look like little diamonds. Diamonds on the hillside. Feeling a little bit less blowy. I can hear it in the trees. In the tops of the trees over there. It is actually blowing towards the way that we're walking. But hopefully there may be some shelter down in here once we're in past the wind and the trees. But I don't know, it's not. No, I think it's going to be directly in line myself. But we'll see. You can see the willows along the path of the, well, along the path where the Kennet's coming through from the spring that we've just been following. And following the line of those trees around. I mean, maybe because we're gonna, hopefully, we'll be able to drop down a bit, provided the water, the level of the water is low enough to accommodate us. We shall find out, won't we? Silbury behind there. Still pockets of frost. So I don't know. I can feel the wind blowing me. I can feel it. Pretty cold, and it's really blowing down here, so it's not exactly sheltered, is it? But we do have water, so that's exciting. Especially for me. Oh yeah, look at that. We're back. And look, water. Very clear. Let's yeah, we can get around here. On the beach. Beautiful willow. And we're through. And the detritus that was here when I came last time is gone, and it feels much better. I don't know if it's because it's got water in or not, but it really does feel better. The only sad bit, of course, is that the spring is not flowing at all. No. So, completely dried up, has it? But the Kennet hasn't. It's amazing how different it was. This is from a couple of months ago. I think I got it at a very good time when I came then. Not as green as it was, it's now more blue, isn't it? see, I know this may be a bit of a long shot, but have we shelter in here? Well, I found a brief bit of shelter, long enough to have something to eat and a coffee, nourished by the lady water. And the lady willow. Blessings to you. Thank you ever so much for being here and letting me come here. May you live long. And happy. It's deep enough to cover my welly. That's how deep it is, in case you were wondering. And let's try and get a low shot. There we go. Thank you, Angel of the Waters. Well, I haven't got many batteries left, but I might save a bit. I'm going to nip up to the barrow. I probably won't be able to film that. And then I'll head down to a lovely bridge over the Kennet. So, well, oh God, this is getting harder and harder. I'm now walking against the wind, obviously, but we'll have the barrow to ourselves. So that'll warm me up, hopefully. And we'll say goodbye to the spring. And Silbury. And the Waden. And we'll head up there. We've been in the furthest corner there. The water is still coming. And if we check the other side, it's still going. And very clear. Lovely and clear. And off that way. go. There are people up here. I just bumped into a lovely man and lady who do what I do. And I said, that's what you're out on a day like this, isn't it? Very lovely meeting by the oak tree. There's where we started, on top of that rise in the middle distance. You may be able to see the bus. And as we leave this landscape, I didn't film this coming down, going up, coming down and coming to here because it was so cold and blowy. Well, I didn't film that way. I couldn't. But as I was saying, I bumped into a lovely man and his wife, or his partner, who does sort of rescuing nature, a bit like I do. He had that tone in his voice that I just mentioned, a wildflower meadow, because we were talking about springs. You know, and water and the time it takes to get through and appear after heavy rain and stuff. Yeah, you know, the sort of thing that as nature workers, as ancient nature workers talk about when we meet for the first time. But anyway, let's catch up. Oh, it's warmer here. God, these trees are providing a shelter, that's what it is. So, the last time I looked in here, it was empty. So let's have a look. Oh yeah. Oh look. There is water. There is water. Look at that. Oh, excellent. The spring may be dry, but the river has water. And over the other side too. So somewhere between here and where we started, it stops. So there is one more place, and that's where we're going to end the video. So we'll see what happens when we get there. And there we go, last view of the hill. And I'll film this because, well, we haven't been able to walk for a bit, not proper walking. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if you can see, but just to the right of the tree is a very thin crescent of moon. The lower branch, that's where the bird's just flown out from, just out from there. I don't know if you'll see it, but the sun and the moon together. That's quite magical, by the old ash tree. But Kennet's running along where those trees are, where those willow trees are even, as you can tell. I'm tempted to, when we get onto the byways, I tell you what, this wind is going right through my hat. We haven't got the trees as a buffer anymore, not yet anyway. When we're round this corner we will. Well, the wind blowing across the microphone might change. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it's doing now because I can't hear that bit. But yeah, but I'm tempted. I don't know if you can see in the, oh no, that can't be it because there's a car. Hey, come on, that's very strange. How come there's a car go through there? That's not where I thought I was. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to conserve some battery because I think we'll head and just have a look at East Kennet, Long Barrow. There's the Long Barrow on the top there, and we're now in a really lovely tree-lined walk that I really like. It's one of my favourites that I've ever been on. Don't know why. I don't know why, it just is. That may not have the visibility coming this way because of the sun, but it gives you the experience of what it's like. I can't see either. And through the portal, lovely ivy portal, ivy hawthorn portal, I do think. Hello, little bird. Even angling the camera down doesn't help. Shade does. Number of portals here. Beautiful old tree as well, which you can't really see from there. Last time I came here, this apple tree was throwing apples at me. There it is. Lovely magical old ash. Really has got a nice old feel about that one. And there's the apple tree. Not bombarding me anymore. Now we will be heading along there, but first let's go up here and just get our closest view of East Kennet, Long Barrow. I'm not going to go all the way there because I don't have time. And it wasn't really part of my plan today. I thought you might appreciate a little hike up a tree-lined path. Still frosty on the ground. Probably can't see because of the light. But it is angled towards the wind, so I'm not surprised there. It is possible that I could come back down this way actually, but I'll make a decision at the top. Forgive me for not stopping to point anything out. I can't see. But just start and end with an old ash. We started at the bottom with an old ash, and there's a few up here. A bit sheltered now again. Now if you look slightly to the left, you'll see some trees on the horizon. You won't now, because they've disappeared behind these old ash trees. There they are. Quite a few keys on this one. Battery's just died and I'm on the last legs of it. And there you go, if you look to the left, I'll point you right at it. There you go, East Kennet, Long Barrow. Appearing as if by magic. There it is. And there, you can just about see some of West Woods there on the hilltop. Now I was tempted to just walk down here and go back, but I don't know, oh maybe. I haven't done it before, so it's going to be a proper round pilgrimage, isn't it? Oh, and it actually is a bit sheltered, so that is quite handy. Provided I can find my way. I suspect also But that little mound with trees on, a few little trees up there underneath the sun, if you can see it, I suspect that's a stone monument of some kind, because there are stones there and everything. And just below East Kennet, Long Barrow, there is a tumuli, and there's another one somewhere in the locale, and then what looks like earthworks running the other side. There's the Ridgeway coming down, and then beyond there is another place that I suspect is also a stone circle. It's marked on old maps as such. And yeah, stay tuned for that video. It has been filmed. Thank you very much for coming. I hope you've enjoyed this. Lovely sight behind me. So let's yeah, thank you for coming along. Really hope you've enjoyed this. It's been rather exhilarating as well as a pleasure to film. It is, and there you go, you can see rose hips and sloes. Oh no, it's not, it's yeah, rose hips, hawthorn and sloes. But yes, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Check out my other videos, because I go to places that aren't necessarily on the beaten track, and my videos contain lots of hidden stuff related to a lot of ancient things that people are interested in. Like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Check out my links below. Sign up via Patreon and get additional videos. If you want to donate in another way, buy me a coffee is a good way. And check out the links below. Sign up for something, check out my website, and well, join me next time for another exciting episode, I guess, of relaxation. So somewhere between the last bridge and this bridge it disappeared. Nothing over here except young growth off the willows. So I'm going to do a proper round walk. I really am. Where's this go? Well, I'm assuming the bridle way is here. Yeah, I see horses' hooves. Oh yeah, I'll follow this, and then the sanctuary's up there, and there's the line of trees where we started the video, and we're now going to join up with them while following the Kennet to the original bridge, which I think is a much better place to end than a skip on a site with the East Kennet Long Barrow behind it. The juxtaposition, eh? But I do like this little bit of the Ridgeway coming down to meet the Kennet. It's very lovely. So like I said, I really hope you've enjoyed this. I'm sorry I just couldn't walk and film. It just wasn't possible. didn't feel appropriate in some places and in others. Honestly, it was so cold going up to West Kennet, Long Barrow. Like, oh, the wind just sweeps across the downs. And there's nothing you can do about it. That's what happens when you mess around with what nature should be. You create these bad areas. No doubt later, and even if you watch this and fully immerse yourself in it, later it's likely you'll get things processed through your mind that you will have seen that I won't have. Because while you're looking at that, I'm looking somewhere else. Just like what would happen if we were actually on a real walk together. I think I see a kite up to the left above that big ash tree. I think, not sure. I can't get the angle to see the tail because it could be a buzzard. I'm interested to see what it's like when we get off here, because although we went up to the left to start with, I was curious every time I've been up there as to what it's like here, and I should have guessed. I should know where it goes. Sometimes I don't piece these things together. Honestly, I don't. Oh yeah, it's a kite. Just what I said. Hi kitey, so you've got you on film. And the buzzard, no raven today. First day in months that I haven't heard a raven when I've been out. And I mean that. Months. That's where we start. And here's where we finish.